Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Doug Herring on YouTube, Doug Mystic Guy, Board Game Geek. Just bringing you our third and perhaps final chapter of my playthrough of Nemos War by Victory Point Games. We're going to get started. I only actually have, if you haven't watched the previous episodes, you want to know what's going on, please go back and watch those. And I would appreciate it if you did. So thank you. But we're going to get on because I really only had one little thing I needed to talk about in regards to corrections. And that was I used one of my treasures to boost a roll, and you have to do that prior to the roll, not after. I used it after, so that was my mistake. I'm not going to go back and correct what I did because, frankly, I don't even remember which roll it was. But we're going to continue on, and I just want to make a note of that so that you knew what I had done. Also, some people have mentioned, a couple folks have mentioned how powerful the steam torpedoes are, and while they are, they also are very limited. You can only do them once per turn, and then if I've been lucky with my rolls, I haven't rolled low, because if you roll too low on those, it's really a disaster. But anyway, we're going to get right on with with Act 3, or basically Chapter 3. I'm calling Act 3, the end of the last act of the game, as we head into the final set of rounds. I don't know that I'm doing all that well. We'll have to see. But I'm going to tell you, I also got a cold, so don't mind my voice. I apologize. Just got a little scratchy throat. Not feeling bad. It's just one of those things. But anyway, here we are with Act 3. Now, one of the first things this is the second intermission, and first thing we're going to notice is we're going to add dice. We're going to have all three white dice now and a black die in there to roll. Now, when we roll for, so while we have more ships going out, when we roll for our actions, we get to pick the two dice, the white dice that we want, not the black die. Okay, Act 3. The Nautilus went at a frightful pace, 40 miles an hour. It literally tore through the water. Where was Captain Nemo? Had he succumbed? Were his companions dead with him? Of course not. Okay, second mission. Change Nemo's motive. See roll 15, or add a Nautilus upgrade card for purchase. Okay. Then we're going to add the orange reinforcement ships. So let's think about that first. I know some people thought maybe I should go for the war. Change my motive to war. I don't think. I don't think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to stick with it and just play it out, see how it goes. I think we've got quite a few treasures. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wonders out, and those are they're only 1 point, but they're times 7 each, so that's pretty good. So then we're going to keep those out, and we're going to continue on with that. So what we're going to do is add an upgrade to our ability to purchase upgrades, but I only have one ship in salvage right now. Anyway, those are not upgrade cards. Where's the upgrade cards? Hold on. Okay, upgrade cards. Monstrous Design says gain 1 fewer notoriety. That might be good for the end of the game. This fog machine is pretty good too. It's also cheaper. Let me think. Okay, so we're not going to change motives, and some of you, I don't know if that's a mistake or not. We'll have to see. I think it's one of those games you got to play a few more times to really get which is the best solution for you. But anyway, fog machine, I'm going to put that one out. And it says, during your action phase, for one action you may remove, i.e. destroy, this card to decrease your notoriety by 2d6. So if we get one more salvage in there, we could do that. And there's a lot of opportunity for salvage right here in the European seas. Okay, next up, that's the step we took. Now we're going to add the orange ships to the reinforcement bag. So here's our ship bag. See, it's got a cool ship on it. And we're going to take these orange ships that are pretty darn nasty. We're going to dump them in there, shuffle them all up. Okay. And then continue play with the next card. Okay, roll 3 white dice and 1 black die to begin each placement phase, choosing any 2 of the white dice for your action points or a lull turn. So now we can manipulate the lull turns too. Now where this card's going to go away, and we're going to pick up with a new adventure card, and it is going to be a test. The iceberg. It says everything was frozen, even the noise. How do you freeze noise, man? Okay, the Nautilus was then obliged to stop in sorry guys, my throat. Its adventurous course and their fields of ice. In spite of our effort, the Nautilus remained immovable. Okay, so what we have to do here is we have to do a test 9. We can apply Nemo and Hull. We're definitely going to do Nemo. I might do both. Well, I don't want to risk my hull. I just got it to a point. I think we're just going to do Nemo. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to wager a Nemo, which is going to give us +2. We need a 9. I don't think that we have any other thing that we could do to add. I could spend a treasure to get that, but those are victory points. Let's just take, what's the fail? Lose 1 Nemo or 2 hull. Okay, we'll do that. Nemo's still healthy. We're just going to take a chance. Okay, we need a 7, which we did. 5. Oh, just, man, I called it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We passed the test. So pass and gain 2 additional action points to spend this turn, even if it exceeds the action point maximum. So we don't know that yet, but I'm going to put this in the pass box. It is going to give us a victory point at the end of the game, and we're going to start with 2 action points this round. So I'm going to get out our dice. It's going to be 3 white dice and 1 black die for our placement phase. Let's see what we get. All right. Well, I have 2 actions. I could turn this into a lull turn if I wanted to, because we're not going to get that many actions. If I take this, we'll get 2 actions, so for a total of 4 actions. Let me think about that. So the risk we have is that we, if we do take a lull turn, which will give me some cheaper actions, like I can do an adventure and perhaps another repair action. We could do that, or I could get 4 actions this turn, and we're going to put out some ships. Now, in the area in the North Atlantic, we're not going to put out any ships now. I was kind of hoping that would be beneficial, because on the lull turn you check the insight cubes and roll for those. But I think we're going to do that. We're going to actually have a lull turn. So we're going to have on 2, 4, and 2 on 6. Sorry, just on 4 and 6, because of the lull turn you only place with the white dice. So we're going to start with area number 4 right down here. And we're going to move this token and put out a new ship, because everything is full and ships are starting to come out in the water. So I got the bag here and shuffling them up, trying to hopefully get something not too terrible. We got one of the yellow, I think this is the normal yellow ones. Armored frigate, the Themis, and that is going to go right here. Okay, that is 4, and then we got to go place on 6. Again, we have no ability to not place, or to place any unrevealed ship tokens, because everything's full, so we're going to end up putting 2 ships into the Indian Ocean. Alright, let's see what we get first. The Sea Serpent is coming out here. It's bad. So he's going to go right here. He is a 10 on his attack. Wow, he's a baddie. I think the Indian Ocean is going to be something we're going to avoid for a little bit. And then we also get a non-warship, a frigate, the Royal Adelaide. Okay, freighter rather. So that is our placement phase, and now we're going to go on to our actions. We have 2 actions for this lull turn. First thing we're going to do is repair. We're going to take a repair action. We can wager either Nemo or crew. We're going to wager crew for +3. We can, now we're not going to spend any treasure. We don't have any warships in our area. So we're going to do that, and it's going to, we're going to need to get hopefully an 8 or better. We got +3, so it's pretty good odds. Let's see what we get. Oh my gosh, an 11. So we maxed it out. So on our repair, we're going to get to repair 2 hull. That is fantastic. So we went up to fighting trim on our hull, which is going to give us, and we're going to refresh our guys there. So the Nautilus is back in pretty good shape. It did require an action from us though. And then I think on the next action, we're going to search. And again, search, I can expand a crew, or I can exert any 1 ship resource. Well, not search, rather. We're going to adventure, which is, it normally takes 2, and we're going to draw a card. So it's going to take 1 action. So that was 1 action to take for our repairs, and then the next action, we're going to adventure. We're going to draw an adventure card. Let's see what we get. Commerce Scare. Okay. The Shipping and Mercantile Gazette, the Lloyd's List, the Packet Boat, and the Maritime and Colonial Review, all papers devoted to insurance companies which threaten to raise their rates of premium, were unanimously on this point. Public opinion has been pronounced. So there's a scare in the commerce of the world because the insurance companies are raising their rates. Go figure. We're going to play this. So perform this many reactions. Okay. 4, and pass if motive is war. Okay, it's not. It's explore. 2, and fail if motive is explore or science. for each reaction, either A, gain a notoriety, or B, flip any non-warship token if available to show its warship side. Okay. For each reaction, so we're going to do 2, right? Yeah, because we're on Explorer, so we're going to do 2 and fail if motive is Explorer. So we're going to fail 2, okay? And we can either gain 1 notoriety or flip any non-warship. For each reaction, we can do one or the other. I don't like this card at all, actually. Especially since it's going in our fail pile. We can't actually succeed at it. But I think what we'll do is we will... Yeah, let's do this. Okay, we're going to take 1 notoriety. It'll put us up to 23. And then up here, I think we'll take the weakest, the Mary Celeste, and we'll flip it over to its warship side, to the Rede Portugallo, an ironclad. Okay, and that is what we did. All right, so that is the adventure that we did, and that's going to actually end our round. That wasn't a very good round for us. I could steam torpedo something to get that extra... yeah, let's do that. Okay, we're going to use... I can't... Can I not do this in a... yeah, I can't do that. We're at a lull phase. Okay, just looking at it, it says once per phase you make a try. I guess I could do it. I'm not... I think I'll wait. We just got all repaired up. Let's see what happens in the next adventure for us. Okay, let's move on. Our next card is going to be... Oh, it's another test, an undersea forest. Neat artwork. Captain Nemo invites Professor Aronnax, who I think... Oh, he's still alive. Okay. And on a hunting trip that will take place tomorrow, moving in his Crespo Island forest. Or tomorrow morning in his Crespo Island forest. I'm sorry, it's just the text is really small. I'm trying to read it away from the camera so you can see it too. It's really tough. All right. Anyway, we got to get a 9. We can sacrifice Nemo or crew. We're definitely going to use our crew, and that we need a test of 9. I think we'll leave it, but we can collect 2 treasures. I think I'm going to do Nemo as well. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't. Let's go roll the dice. So we're going to have a +5 to this roll, so we should get it. Let's see. Oh man, 10. We just barely got it. I'm glad I exerted Nemo too. All right, so we passed. So we're going to collect 2 treasures. That was going on our pass pile. We're also going to recover these 2. We wagered them but 1, so we don't have to spend them. And then we're going to draw 2 treasures out. Let's see what we get. We get a 2-point treasure. Putting out our ever-growing treasure pile. It is quite full. And a what? Another 3.1. We're getting a lot of points, but for treasures we get +1 each. So they're each a little better for us, but not the best. Just +1 point each. All right, that is our round. So now we're going to roll for our placement and see what we get. Okay, let's see what we get. Well, all right. Well, this is going to be a good turn for us because we're going to have 5 actions. All right. So we're going to place in 1, 5, 3, and 6, or 1, 3, 5, and 6 rather, and we're going to have 5 total actions. 5 total actions because I can pick which dice, and I'm going to pick the 6 and the 1 to get our actions. But then we have to go in 1. There's no place to go anywhere again, so we're going to reveal a ship in our space right here. See what that is. Okay, we get, okay, it's going to be one of the blue capital ships. That's bad, they're pretty tough. And then we're going to go in 3 next, which is going to be over here. Let's see what we get there. We're going to get another, the dark orange ships, another Ironside ship. Right here, that is the Prince Albert. So the Victoria and the Prince Albert have come up. Now we're going to go in 5, which is full of ships. So let me look on placement. Or an adjacent ocean for a white non-warship token. In that ocean or an adjacent ocean, turn it to its gray warship token. So we're going to have to flip one of these. I'll flip the Zealand over, I guess, to its warship side over there. And then the last one we have is 6. 6 is about to be completely full. As you can see, things are heating up for Nemo. We're going to have to take down some ships, and it's going to be a yellow warship right here in there. It's called the Buffle. Okay, that was our placement phase. Now we get 5 actions. And we are in the Western Pacific. I think we want to go to the Indian Ocean, actually, because I have this Torres Straits that we want to get past, but we have to move between the Indian Ocean and the Western Pacific. So I think for my first action, we could take down, now for my first action we're going to move. Okay, so let's look at that. You can see here that in the Western Pacific I can move to the Indian Ocean. So we're going to do that to here because we've got a couple things we can do in the Indian Ocean. Just right here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do this Torres Straits test. We need a 7. We can exert hull, so we're only going to get a +1. That's not that big of a risk, but I do think I'm going to, just to play it safe, I'm going to sacrifice one of these 2-point treasures to give us a total of +3. I do not want to fail. Well, let me look at the fail effect first. The fail effect is you cannot save 1 action this turn. But the pass effect is we receive 2 action points even if it exceeds the maximum, and we've only burned 1. That would give us a total of 6 actions. That seems worth it. I think I'll do it anyway. Okay, we need a 7. Oh man, I wouldn't. Yeah, so we just made it with that because I added that treasure. So we do pass. This goes into the pass pool for us. And it says pass and receive +2 action points. So we know we got those 2 action points this turn. That puts us here. That's pretty awesome. So now we're in the Indian Ocean. And we're going to fire our steam torpedo at the Seamont Serpent. He's the one that's really the biggest challenge for us. So we're going to take that. We're going to fire the steam torpedo. Now he does get to attack us first. He is very likely to hit us with some damage. Now we're going to roll. He has to roll a 10 or less, and he hits. That's pretty good chance of him hitting. This is why we just did those repairs. So let's see. We get a 7. So yes, the sea monster definitely hit us. And then now we're going to roll for our attack back. I'll do our damage in a second. 4. Oh my God, really? Oh, our steam torpedoes just tanked us out. So our luck turns with the steam torpedoes. We're going to flip this over. Now we're only going to roll 1 die and get a 5 or 6 chance. But that's the way it is permanently. However, this guy, we did not damage him, and he's going to do a oh God, what'd I roll on him? I got to go back. Just that. Actually, the sea monster rolled a 6. Either way, he rolled a 2, which means we're going to take 2 hits to our hull. So let's, or 2 something. Let's take a look at that. So, yeah, we rolled 2d6 for the warship. Apply 1. Okay. It says if the result is lower than the attack value, the Nautilus suffers hits equal to the lowest die's value. If the result is 2 1s, apply 1d6 hits. For each hit, lose 1 hull. So the difference. The lowest die's value was a 2, and that's the maximum you can take on it, so we took 2 hits. Just roll the die right here to see where we take the hits. We're going to take the first one on the hull, which I figured, and then the second one on the hull. So we took 2 hull hits by the Sea Serpent, and it is still kicking. Not good. See, I want to search there, but if we search with all those ships, we're going to take a lot of minuses to get that treasure, and I don't want to do that. Alright, well, the one thing we can do next is attack. So we're going to take our first one. We're going to do our next action, we're going to take a stalk attack on the Royal Adelaide. Here's the Royal Adelaide. It's got a 10. So I think, let me think about what we're going to do there. Defense of 10, we can sacrifice... okay, we get +1 for making a stock attack. We're going to wager crew. That gives us +3. That's +4. We still need a 10, and we get -1 for the 2 warships present. So we're only getting a +2 right now, and we have to roll a 10. See, this game gets much tougher toward the end of the game, doesn't it? Yeah, I think. God, I wish I'd taken that Sea Serpent out. That really impacted us. So we're gonna have to roll a 10. And if we fail, we're going to lose that crew. That is really bad, but I mean, we're going to take a chance. I'm not spending any more treasures on it. Okay, let's see what we get. A 10. Roll a natural 10. So we got a 12. That means we are going to pass and kill the Royal Adelaide. We're going to take this out, and we're immediately going to put it into our salvage space right over there, so that we can perhaps get that fog machine and lower our notoriety. Because we did that, though, the Royal Adelaide does have a 2 notoriety, so that means we're going to go up to 25. We're 1 away from putting these last big ships. Now, if we get up to here, we are defeated if we're on Explore. So we got to be careful. We don't want too many more of those. However, getting these ships out of the way is kind of important. And we succeeded, so we do get to refresh our crew. Alright, that was now we get to spend a new action. We still have 5 actions left. We're just kicking tail here. Is insight affected by warships? I'm just looking. So we get plus X for exerting any one ship resource, plus X for any one spent treasure token. We get +1 for our library, +1 sunken fleet. We don't have that. -1 per revealed ship, so we'd be at -2. We'd be again at +4, -2, +2 there to get the treasure. Or to insight. So I'm thinking about insighting some more areas. I guess that's a great way to get points at the end of the game and the explore. It's ×3, so could be some real value there. Okay, let's do that first. We're going to insight. So I'm going to spend an action, and we're going to go to the dice bowl. We're going to insight. But I am going to expend crew going to wager crew rather to do that. So we're at +3, +1 for our arcane library, but -2 for the revealed ships in our space. Once again, we're at +2. Oh man, I'm having the best rolls ever. So we rolled an 11. That actually puts us up to 13. There's gonna be a revolt. We're gonna place a cube and reduce our. I'll show you. We're going to now see. We would have had a -1 if we had our uprising cube already, but we don't. So we're going to have a revolt. We're going to get to place a cube and get -2 to our notoriety. That is outstanding. Here are one of our insight cubes right here. We're going to place that right here in the Selimgor Civil War right there, and we're going to get to bring our notoriety back to 23. That is awesome, because we're going to buy that fog machine and reduce our notoriety by quite a bit if we can keep getting lucky. Okay, that was 1 insight. So if I do that again, we're going to only be at a +1 because of the ships there. I can search. Search is going to give us again. I can exert. So I still have +3 with my crew. I could search and gain +3 from that, and then +1 with the arcane library -2. So another +2, and I need an 8 to do anything good. And treasures are always good. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to search next. By the way, I did exert crew, so we're at +3 there, and I get +4s for the arcane library, and then -2 for the ships. So we get a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe that is going to fail for us. Okay. So yeah, we actually failed. That means that we lose this crew, so we're going to go down to fit. But we also then, for failing that, lose. Where is it? Danger. Lose 1 crew or 1 hull. I don't want to lose another hull, so we'll lose another crew, and that will be our. Yeah, now we're down to 3 actions left. Okay, let's keep going. I still think I want to get that, but now I'm only at +2. I'd be at only +1 on my dice for that. So we could take 2 actions to do a rest and get our crew back, possibly, but we have 2 warships present, so we could exert Nemo for +2. It'd be completely wiped out. Maybe we spend a treasure for that. Yeah, we're going to rest as our next action. That's going to bring us down to 1 action left there. We are going to exert Nemo for 2. So right now we're at a 0 effect. We got Nemo there. So what do I want to do? Do I want to sacrifice a treasure? Let me see. Treasures are +1 each, so if I do get rid of 1 big one, it's going to be... I got a lot of 3s. I think, okay, I'm going to get rid of a 3, so I will actually add +3 to our roll. That would be helpful. We could also sacrifice our first officer to get +3 actions or +3 dice roll modifier after the roll, but we sacrifice a Nemo if we do that. I don't want to do that, so we'll see what we get. Up to 12. I didn't even need to do that. Okay, well, we did the best we could, so... In our rest, we're going to gain 2 crew back. That's perfect. I did, however, take 2 actions. So 1, 2, we're up there. So we only have 1 action left, and we lost that treasure. I didn't even need to do that. That sucks. And then I think for 1 more, I could move to the South Atlantic and try this one out. The South Pole. It says when the Nautilus is in the South Atlantic, you may spend 2 actions or only 1 action during a lull turn to gain +1 notoriety to pass. And it's going to give us 4 adventure, which is +0 each, and 1 science, which is ×4, so it gives us 4 points for that. And then maybe we can create a null turn and also refit, because we have one action right now. Okay, let's do this. We're going to stop right there. That's it. We're going to do that. Oh, well, no, I'm going to move. So I'm going to spend my last action to move. We're going to go to the South Atlantic. So here we are. We're going to go 1, 2. Remember, we can do that because of our hydro drive. All right, that's going to be the end of our turn. Let's move. That was a long, big turn, but let's move on to the next one. So I got to remember these insight cubes are... right now we got 3 times 3. I should lay more of those out. That's a good thing to do. But let's draw our next adventure card and see what we get. It says a 42 centigrade. Okay. The panels had opened and I could see a completely white sea around the Nautilus. Steaming sulfurous fumes uncoiled in the midst of waves hobbling like water in a boiler, or bubbling like water in a boiler. I leaned my hand against one of the windows, but the heat was so great I had to snatch it back. Okay, it's a test of 10. We can expend Nemo and hull. If we pass, we gain a hull. If we fail, we lose 1 Nemo or 1 hull. Okay, well, let's go do that. Okay, I am going to wager a Nemo for +2, wager Nemo himself, and then I'm also going to wager a hull for another +1. That gives us a +3. Let's see what we get. Oh my god, are you kidding me, these rolls? Okay, I got to be playing something else. I'm rolling like a madman. It's unbelievable. I haven't rolled this well, I think, ever. Anyway, we pass without having to do any of that, and we gain a hull. I do put this in our pass pile, but this Nemo goes up 1, and the hull goes up 1, or back to seaworthy, and then goes back up to fighting trim because we gained a hull for passing that test. Now we got to go back to our placement phase. 3 white dice and 1 black die. Okay, let's roll and see what we get. Oh, this is bad. Well, we could make it a null turn, but I don't have any actions, so we're not going to. We're going to have 2 actions. We're going to place on 1, 2, 2, and 4. Okay. All right, so 2 actions. Then we're going to place on 1, so we're going to take a ship out here on 2. We'll have 2 new ships come into play. And then on 4, we will have the last ship come into play. So let me get out the ship bag. We're going to start doing a lot of placement. All right, up here in the Western Pacific, what do we get? Oh, good, we got a non-combatant, the Agamemnon. All right. Why would that be a non? That seems like that'd be that shouldn't be the name of a freighter. It should be the name of some warship. Anyway, then the next ones were the 2s right here. We're going to do those. Okay. See what we get. We get one of the Borda warship, capital ship, and the blue one's a battleship, the Bellerophon. Wow, that's pretty nasty. Okay, and then we got one more on 4. And that happens to be where we're at too, which we're going to do something there this turn, I think. And it's going to be another yellow warship, the Gilliand armored frigate. Okay, that's it. Now we get to take our 2 actions. Well, we could do... Sorry, we could do this for 2, but I don't think we're going to. We could also use our steam torpedoes, or I can use both those for a refit. We're going to have -1 for warships present, so I would need to move, which means I need an action. Well, I do have a 2-point-1 that would give me an extra action, 2-point victory treasure that would give me an extra action that would allow me to do this. Could move to a place where there aren't any ships and get that upgrade so we can do the fog machine. Or maybe I need to get, with all these warships coming out, maybe I need something that can help me kill them. Like I can gain double hull. I could also gain a strengthened prow, receive +1 DRM to all Nautilus non-torpedo attacks. That wouldn't hurt, but the fog machine is looking pretty tasty to me right now. Let me think about this just a little bit more. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to shoot the steam torpedo at the Themis right here, and we need to roll a 5 or 6, but it's going to get to attack us first. It only has an attack value of 6, so it's more likely to miss. Let's see. Come on. Yes, it missed. 8. That's awesome. Now we got to roll a 6 to see if we can hit it. Let's see. We did not. So we did not destroy it with our steam torpedo, but we can attack it now. And I think for... do I want to waste our actions attacking these ships? I need a... Okay, you know what we're going to do? You know, when I took that lull turn, I forgot to place a treasure token on the adventure that we did. So technically, I should have an extra treasure right now. So I'm going to... But I've made some other mistakes, so I'm just going to pass by that. I've made some mistakes that have favored me, so I'll pass that one up right now. But I do think that, see, if we go for the treasure right now, I could get +3. I could search, I could get +3 for, but we're going to be at a 0 unless I spend a treasure to do it. Not too keen on that. You know what we can do? I'm going to move 1 to here, to the Cape of Good Hope for 1 action, and then for my next action I'm going to insight. There are no revealed ships. I can insight, I can exert my 1 ship resource, so I'll exert my crew for +3, and we're going to insight the Cape of Good Hope, do the diamond mines right here. So let's go to the dice bowl. So right now I'm at +4, and I don't have any minuses. I'm looking there, I do not have any minuses, so it's just +4. Yeah, only revealed ship tokens. Okay, so a 10. No problem. So I get to put out my insight. Oh, you know what else I forgot to do, guys? I'm sorry. I am gonna retract and do this. These 2 insight cubes. When I did that lull turn, I needed to check for removing uprising tokens. It says on a lull turn, and I did 1 lull turn, check every ocean with uprising. So at the time it was only the North Atlantic. Add the number of uprising cubes, that's 2, and the number of revealed ships. At the time that was 0. The Prince Albert was not there yet. So it would be +2 if the result is greater than the total. So no effect. If the result is less than the total, remove 1 cube. Okay. So right now, I guess that would be there. That ship, I don't remember if that ship was there or not. I think it was not. I think we did that in the last, well, that was the last placement. Okay, so I'm going to roll a die, and it had no effect. Okay, so the uprising cube stayed there. That's fine. These 2 uprising cubes, however, were not there then. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that is going to be the end of that. So where were we? We were spending our last action to insight. I did that. We moved an insight. That's our only 2 actions. We completed that successfully. Now we're going to draw our adventure card. All right. Let's move on to the next turn. Okay. The Grecian Archipelago. Prudence bids us profit by the first opportunity to leave the Nautilus. The occasion must be serious, and our first attempt must succeed. If it fails, we shall never find another. Well, we shall never find another, and Captain Nemo will never forgive us. It says play. +1 notoriety. Immediately make an unmodified warship attack. 8. Dice roll versus the Nautilus, and suffer any damage that might occur. If you suffer 0 to 1 hits, you pass. If you suffer 2 or more hits, you fail. If we pass, it just gives us 4 points. Wow. But a repairs refits only cost us 1, even if it's not a lull turn. Well, let's go roll that attack. Modified, so it's straight up roll. What do we get? An 8. God, is it equal to or less than? I'm trying to remember. Let me see. Shipped combat, roll 2d6. If the result of the AV is less than the attack value, the Nautilus suffers hits. So we did not, because that's an 8. Is there something about doubles or just double 6s? Oh, it's double 1s. Okay, so because this is an 8, it is not less than the value. So we do take 1 notoriety, putting us up to 24, which I just did. But then we also passed this card. So that just goes into our pass pile, and that is the end of that adventure. Okay, let's go back to the table, and no, let's just stay here. We're going to right here. We're going to roll for our placement phase. Got 4 dice. Let's see what we get. Okay, well, I don't have any actions, so I don't want to make this a null phase. We're just going to have 2 actions. So 3, 4, 4, and 6. Okay, so we're going to have 2 actions. We're going to start here. We're going to do 1 there. Oh, man. Okay. If you place... Okay, we're full here, so I'm trying to look at ship reveal and priority. Draw a warship token and place it in any empty location. If there is none, you immediately lose the game. Reveal a hidden ship in that or adjacent. So I got, oh good, I got them in adjacent ones. Okay, so we're gonna have to do 2. So we are gonna end up fighting a ship here most likely, because I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to place one there. I think, yeah, I think you're supposed to fight them if they ever get placed in your space, right? Yes. You do. Okay, so I got 3 warships here. I'm going to need to replace. I'm going to place 2 and 4. So I'm going to do here and here, and then 3. We have one. So I'm going to do the 1 and 3 first. Let's see what that looks like. It is the Belliquus. Okay, and that goes there, and then we're going to do 1 here, Cape Horn, because it's adjacent. Yuck! It's another frigate. And then right here, see, look, I think I need to be destroying a bunch of ships, and I haven't really fitted for that. Oh, look, it's a non-warship in our space, so we don't actually have to fight it. Nice. Might just... Ah, gosh, guys. Okay, so anyway, that's that. Now we're going to have 2 actions for the turn. So how do you win this game without fighting ships? Now I've tried that tactic, and you can see what's happening. It's getting overwhelming on me. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to play our steam torpedo here for free. We just got to roll a 5. It's not going to attack us back, so let's go roll that. Okay. It's a 2, so it missed. Those become virtually useless after that point right there. So we're going to make an attack. We'll use our first action to actually attack it. We're going to exert our crew for +3, so let's do that. We need to make a 9 or better. I'm doing this to clear the space so there's a space to put a ship if I need to. Yeah, no problem. We destroyed the ship. The Cutty Sark has been sunk in the Cape of Good Hope. That does not give us, I guess that would count as, I wonder where we do the placement here when you do it in one of those locations. Let me check that out. So if you sink a ship, by the way, I didn't mean to make that a stalk attack, though it doesn't matter. If you do manage to sink it in a transitionary ocean, you get to pick which one. So we got the South Atlantic and the Indian Ocean, so I'll put it in the South Atlantic. Oh, I could salvage that and get something bigger, like the double hull. That's only when I'm exerting hull resources, so I think I'll just take it as tonnage. Not going to matter. I mean, it's going to give us a cup points, but we're not getting those big points up here at the top. Wait, that's the South Atlantic, so it's right here. So I had one in the Indian Ocean, the European seas. I had these 2, right? And then yeah, okay. South Atlantic. Okay, well, we can get the Eastern Pacific and the Western Pacific and get this. These points here, but that's not really going to help us that much at the end game. So, okay, let's keep going. That leaves us with 1 action left. We're in a space clear of ships. That's good at least. And I think for our last action, we will move. And we're going to move up to the Western Pacific. No, we're going to move to the South Atlantic. I still need to take care of this card. We could do this right now. It just says keep when you're in the South Atlantic. You may spend 2 actions. I don't have 2 actions. Well, we'll just move there and hit 0 actions. At least a new ship won't appear there to fight with us. Okay, so we are now in the South Atlantic, and that is going to end our turn. I get to recover my crew, and we're going to draw our next adventure card. What do we get? This is the Rising Action one. This is the one that's getting close to the end game. It's somewhere in the last several cards. A hollow explosion. It says, what sort of craft is it, Ned? From its riggings and its low mast, the Canadian replied, I bet it's a warship. Here's hoping it pulls up and sinks that damn Nautilus. Okay. Fail and add the red reinforcement ships group to the ship draw pool. But before doing so, discard 1 random red ship for each of the first 3 notoriety defeat levels not yet achieved. Okay. That would be -3, right? So discard 1 random red ship for each of the first 3 notoriety defeat levels. I haven't, so there's no point. Or B, add 1 random undiscovered red ship to the Nautilus current ocean and fight it immediately. This is a mandatory free stalk attack action. Non-discarded, because we wouldn't... Okay, discard 1 random red ship for each. We don't have any. So, okay, let me think about this. Okay, so the way I read that, because of our current situation, I'm going to randomly draw one of these out, and then we're going to fight it in a stock attack action, and then the rest are going to get added to the bag because I haven't reached any of the defeat levels. Okay. And that is going to fail this card automatically. All right, so we're going to fight the Sinup, an 11-point capital ship. Immediately. Alright, and the rest of these are going in our ship bag to be mixed up. Now we got all the baddies in there. Here's where I start to lose the game. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let us do that. So it's got an 8. That's not too terribly bad, but it is awfully hard to kill. So, and its attacks against us. And I think this is just was a free stock attack. Okay, so 8. It did not actually hit us. That is awesome. So it missed when it fired. Now we get to attack back. I am going to exert my crew. I also get a stock attack, so that's going to be +4 total. Do I deduct for warships? Let me check that out. Okay, roll 2d6 versus ship defense value, which is an 11 in this case. Hit if it's above the value. If the ship hits, okay. I can, I'm making stock attacks, so I get +1. I get -1 for any other warships. There happen to be 3 there, so right now I'm at a +1. That's not great. Let's hope we get lucky. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We did not. We failed. Okay, so what happens here? Well, Synop's going away. We did lose that crew that we wagered. And then we got to do some damage. So, I've hit. The ship is destroyed. Okay, miss. +1 notoriety and lose 1 or 2 risked ship resources. So we're only going to lose 2. We are going to lose 2. So I increase our notoriety by 1. We're going to lose 2 ship resources. They are the hull and the hull. So man, the hull took a beating again. That is not good. All right, so there we are. That was the wonderful adventure that we had. So we played the hollow explosion. That is done, and now out of the game is automatically failed. And we get to take now we get to do our placement phase, which could be marking the end of the game for us. I'm worried that we're in big trouble, especially now that my hull is all but destroyed. Okay, well, we're going to have yeah, 2 actions plus, we're not rolling where I get a lot of actions. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 actions. Okay, 2 actions, and then in 2 we're down here. So we're going to put 1 here in 2. We're going to put 1 in 3. We actually have a space there. We do not put 1 in 4, but we'll put 1 here, and then 5 we can put it in the Indian Ocean. So actually we're going to place a token in the Indian Ocean here. That's the 6. Then here we're going to place a token here. That's the 4. The 3 we're going to replace that ship right there with something. Let's see, we get a non-warship. Okay, the Britannia. And then down here we're going to replace another one. Let's see what we get. A yellow armored frigate called the Atapolis. Atapolis. All right, that is our placement phase, and we got 2 actions. For 1 action, I could do this for 2 actions, but I just don't think it's worth increasing our notoriety because we'll put all those last remaining ships into the pile. We're going to move 2 up to here for 1 action, and then while we're here, risky though it may be, I think I'm going to make an attack on this frigate here, this armored frigate right down here. We are going to use crew, so we're going to sacrifice crew. That's going to put us, we're actually at a -1 on our die roll. I don't know if this is a good idea. +1, so we're going to be at a 0 on our stock. Well, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's do this. We're going to do that and see if we get that first. That will not be our last action. So we're going to do our steam torpedo, see if it actually hits. We need to, they get to roll first though, so let's go do that. Okay, well, it did not hit us. Now let's roll 5. No, we cannot kill these things to save our life with our steam torpedoes anymore. Okay, so we're just going to have to fight it, I guess. Or I could incite. No, I need a ship in the eastern seas, Eastern Europe, Pacific seas, and the Western Pacific. So we will attack with the stalk attack. We're going to do a stalk attack on the Arapalis. See if we can clear that out. So basically, I exert the crew for 2, and I get +1 for stalk attacks of 3, -3 for the ships in the space. We just got to get lucky. We did! An 11. Oh, okay, wow. Okay, so we destroyed this ship. It does, oh, it's going to give us a notoriety though, darn it. Alright, we get 1 notoriety. That means that we're going to go up to 26, and we're going to add the reinforcement group. This is the first defeat, science. If we were doing a science mission right now, we would be defeated. And we're going to add that to our ship bag. Our ship bag is full of very, very bad ships. And then we're going to take this, and we're going to take it as tonnage. Now, this is our first sunken warship that we've taken as tonnage, except for this. So we got 2. These are going to be -2 in our scores. So that instead of giving us 1, this is 0, and this one's 2 at the end game. But if I get one in the Pacific Ocean, it'll help us out. So I'm glad we weren't doing a science where we would have been defeated. I'm still worried though, because that is it. That's all that we can do this turn. So we're going to draw our next event card. At least we didn't lose our crew. Okay, let's see what we get. Mass execution. Play and gain 1d3. Okay. The poor ship then sunk more swiftly. Its masthead appeared laden with victims. Then its cross trees bending under clusters of men. Finally the peak of its mainmast. Then the dark mass disappeared, and with a crew of corpses dragged under by fearsome eddies. Okay, well, so we get to pass this for no good reason other than to give us a D3 of notoriety. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. We're going to get 3 points, of course. I have taken a turn. 1, 2, 3. We're at 29. We're dangerously close to being defeated. I need to get that refit of the steam, the fog machine out. Okay, that was our adventure. So let's go roll for our placement. God, this when you get to these 4 dice, man, that is really rough. Okay, let's see what we get. Well, we get a 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, and 6. Okay, that would give us 3 actions this turn. You know what? We're going to take... Nope, we're going to do 3 actions. Yeah, okay, so 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 3, 3, 4, 6. Well, at least we have some spaces we can go to with this. So we're going to place here because for the 3s, because... no, we got 1 space, so we're going to place 1 here. I think we'll do it in the Pacific Coast. And then we got 1 here that we're going to have to place. And then the 4 is full, so we're going to have to place in the Cape of Good Hope. And then the 6 has a spot open. So, okay, let's get our ship bag out. We're going to start up here in the Northern Atlantic, where we're going to... I'm shuffling these up really good. But it's probably... Oh, one of the bigger ships now. The Koenig Wilhelm, capital ship. Boom. Worth a lot of victory points at the end of the game. And then one here in the Pacific Coast. See what we get. Oh, a passenger ship, the Napoleon the third. And then down, that was our 2 3s. Then our 4 is going to be in the Cape of Good Hope. Okay. And that is going to be a, it's not purple, it's going to be this one here, La France. Okay. And then last but not least, we got the Indian Ocean. Which one do we get there? The Abraham Lincoln is there. So a frigate full of warships out there in the world right now. And we have 2 actions. And I think for those 2 actions... Okay, here's what we're going to do. This is a bit risky. But I'm going to move for 1 down to the South Pacific here. Way over here in the bottom. We can move there because we got 2... And that's one of my actions. For my next action, I'm going to insight here. There's no revealed ships. I can wager any ship resource, which will be crew, for +2, and I gain +1 for the arcane library. So we're going to have +3, and we're going to roll some dice. We currently have a +3. Let's see, we get a 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that will make us succeed. It does indeed. We get to an uprising. We get to place 1 cube. So there's only 1 that we can place there in Maori resistance. So the Maori resisted, the natives, New Zealand natives. And then we are going to take 1 away from our notoriety. That's helpful. Boom. Okay, but that was our last action, so we're down to 0 actions again. And we got to go again. I mean, I don't know how we're going to beat this now. I feel like I didn't set this up right early on, which is causing me problems now. Okay, the Lost Continent is our next card. It's a test. But Captain Nemo came over and stopped me with a gesture. Then, picking up a piece of chalky stone, he advanced to a black basaltic rock and scrawled this one word: Atlantis. Okay, so we're going to find, now we can pass, we can bet Nemo and crew. I think we're going to do both. It'll give us a +4. And if we do, we collect 2 treasures or gain 1 Nemo. We'll just, hopefully if we succeed, we'll gain 2 treasures. So I'm going to, we got +2 there, so that's +4. Okay, let's roll and see what we get. We got a 4. Oh, come on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, we just made it. Okay, we got an 11. So we're going to get 2 treasures and pass this card. So I'm going to put that in our pass pile. And we're going to get 2 more treasures. Okay, let's see what we get here. Oh, that's the ship bag. That's not going to help us much. Ship bag's turning into our demise. Our 2 treasures. We get, oh good, we got We got Cleopatra's Palace, a wonder. That is awesome. And then a +1 victory point treasure. Okay, that is our turn. That's it, though. That was all we get to do. So now we're going to draw our next... that was our adventure card. Now we get to do our... Oops. Our roll for placement. So there's our dice. We got these dice right here. Okay, so we passed the last continent, and then we had a terrible turn. Let me think. Look at that. That's really bad. So, okay, here's what we're going to do. This is a 2. We're going to take a null turn, even though I don't have any actions, I can get one. And then we are going to then place, we're not going to place this dice, we're going to do 2, 4, and 4. Okay, 2 is going to get a token, non-revealed ship token, and then we got 2 4s. I think, do we lose? I think we lose. Okay. If you place, nope. Okay, draw a warship token and place it in any empty location. If there are none, you immediately lose the game. Imperialistic victory, which is -50 points. So we just lost the game because I have no place to place anything here. Guess I should have moved over there and fought. I mean, this end game stuff caught up with me pretty quickly. I didn't realize how much that ratcheted up at the end. So that is going to cause us a 50-point discrepancy at the end. Okay, okay, that ends it, guys. We ended because we ended in defeat. And I think even though we ended in defeat, let me think. Hold on just a moment. Okay, so a little bit of a spoiler here. If you don't want it, stop pass this next segment up. But we do get a explorer defeat. That first game. If you win a cooperative game like this or solo player game your first time playing, then it's too easy. So I did not win. I was defeated, and it says don't bother. If you lose this way, do not bother scoring. So we're not going to bother scoring, but it does say pressing the edge of undersea knowledge, the Nautilus is lost with all hands, and its incredible adventures will not stir the imagination of mankind for another 100 years. Sadly, the world never learns about Captain Nemo, and his legacy is lost forever beneath the waves. So Captain Nemo sank. You've written out of the history books, and we have lost. Okay, guys, well, that is, and I'm barring a few mistakes here and there, that is Nemos War, a solo or co-op or semi-competitive game, mainly driven for solo play, and that's what we did here this time. So we did lose quite dramatically at the end there, where we couldn't place any warships in the ocean that we needed to place in. So that is one of the lose conditions of the game. So I don't know. I mean, when you're exploring, I'm gonna play a few more times, see what you can do, because I had a whole bunch of points. But it says if defeated, it says right here, you calculate your success in Nemo's War, victory points, you earn VPs in several ways, blah blah blah. Okay, the complete loss. Okay, and passing tests. If you are defeated due to the complete loss of a ship resource, we weren't. Becoming a pariah, we weren't. Or from imperialist power victory, that's the one we did, which was the imperialist power victory. I think. Let me look at that. Imperialist power is when you can't place a ship. Yeah. Okay. Then it says don't bother scoring. Simply read the defeat section of the epilogue book. So I don't know. I guess what other ways if you defeated? I don't know other ways you can be defeated. I guess you must not be defeated, or get to the end of the deck. Like the only way to actually win it is to get to the card. How many cards down were we before that? Looks like I'm trying to find the finale. We were 4 cards away from the finale. So if we had been able to survive 4 more rounds, we would have succeeded and been able to score points, but we didn't, so we lost. Guys, hey, thanks for all the feedback. God, I really appreciate it. I hope this gives you a good idea how this game plays and whether or not you would enjoy it for a game that you would play. And we're going to get ready to move on to the next thing. This is a great game by Victory Points Games. Absolutely fantastic. I'm probably going to play it again by myself without the cameras and everything. Just play until I figure out how to do. I'm going to try to win this Explorer session again and figure out the nuances that you need to do that. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all the support, all the kind words, all the constructive feedback and rules corrections. I appreciate all of it, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.